0, and we're live. How is everyone doing today on this wonderful day? It's Wednesday, so it's midweek, and I hope you're doing lots of coding, having lots of fun, and most importantly, contributing to open source. Every day, right? A little bit, every day, just a little bit. So today I thought, let's work on a portfolio. I need to redo my website. My clients keep saying, Eddie, your website's old and it's out of date. Why don't you redo it? You haven't got any of the latest information on there for years. I thought, let's build it together. I am learning CSS and I'm loving it. How quick and easy it is to build something. And I've seen some of your portfolios on previous live streams where we've reviewed them and they've looked really good. So I need to make mine look good. So I'm hoping you will help me and we'll learn together and we'll build this together. And it is an open source project, so you can raise issues, giving me ideas on what to do, suggestions, and you can get your green square contributions for today. Any questions, just drop them in the chat. Let's just do it. Let's have a go. Right, shall I share my screen and show you some code? And I can talk you through what I've got so far. Right. Hopefully you now see my screen. And I've got some music today. What do you think of this? Is the music playing? Music's not working. I did have some music playing. Well, the idea was to have some background music sometimes. It didn't kind of work very well. Let me try again. Right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's not working. I broke it. I had best intentions for music. Sorry, everyone. Okay. Right. So this is what I've got so far. This is what I've built for mine. Let me just quickly show you. It's nowhere near finished. We built it on a live stream a few weeks ago and I've kind of neglected it, haven't looked at it since. But today we're going to get back to it and I can talk you through the code and how I've done it. It originally was done in an Angular project for no reason because I wasn't using anything Angular. So I've taken that out and it's just a HTML page. So I really want you all, so in the chat, let me know who's got a portfolio website and who hasn't. I'd be interested to know who hasn't got one yet or who's got one but they want to make it, maybe improve it and make it better. Awesome, people are writing in the chat. Don't forget to write open source in the chat if you want me to give you some ideas and some examples how you can contribute to open source and raise some issues for this project. Yeah, Guggen, no music. I know. I had it planned beforehand and on my screen it says it's playing but it's not coming through. Okay. You know, you heard it for the first few minutes while they were waiting for the stream, waiting for me to get ready, for me to do my hair. So you know what the music's like. Right. Hi, Gagan, Karen, can't pronounce your name. Salil, hopefully I pronounced it right. Shubham, great to see you again. I love to see the familiar faces. Familiar faces, you can't see me, but the familiar names. And great to see some new ones as well. So awesome to have you all here. Gagan's written open source. We're going to find you an issue to raise. Don't worry. I have a dream to contribute to TensorFlow by Utkush. Hopefully I pronounced that right. That's awesome, and you can contribute. You can contribute today. If you used TensorFlow before? Have you found out there's been something where you find something missing in documentation or a missing feature? Go raise it as an issue. Start the conversation, and you never know where it leads. And even if they close the issue and say, "Hey, we don't like the idea," you still get the contribution. And if they like the idea, they might get you involved in helping in the coding, give you some guidance. Just start, and we're going to get you all raising lots of issues today. No excuses. Every single one of you is going to raise some issues. Let's have a look. Right, I missed something in the chat. Someone wrote something. Gargan said, "How does Tailwind differ? How is Tailwind different from Bootstrap?" You know what? Let me bring these up on the screen. And I'm not covering my face today, which is good. So let's bring this up. It's a really good question. So Tailwind. Gargan, do me a favor, give yourself a profile picture as well, because that kind of looks a bit boring with the default one. How does it differ? Bootstrap, it gives you more pre-built components. I think version 5 is slightly differently, that's coming out shortly. Material design, again, gives you pre-built components, where with Tailwind, it gives you building blocks. There's no components. So where you see these cards down here, they're not pre-built. I had to build that, but it's actually really simple. You just say, you know, you put your image at the top and you just say kind of full width, and then you've got the heading underneath and you just say bold. And then with the pills that I've got underneath down here, these kind of, I think you call them pills, you just say kind of rounded corners, background gray. So you make your own. And that's where some of the libraries and frameworks like React or Angular or Vue, I'm thinking of getting someone on my live stream to help me convert this into a Vue project. so I can then loop over this data and not have it hard-coded and repeated in the HTML like you'll see in a second. But the idea is that then when you build a component, you can reuse it really easily. You don't get the classes repeated everywhere. Because at the moment, I've got the pills repeated here, the classes for it in the HTML and here and here. But the idea is I'd create this component. And if I ever wanted to update it, I would update it and it would affect all of them. So we'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll have a live stream coming up with that very, very soon. Oh, it's freaking awesome to have you all here. Gargan, thank you very much for repeating the question because I did miss it, but I got back to it. But no, do repeat questions if I do miss them because I'll apologize in advance. So hopefully that answers your question. I used to be, many years ago, I used to be a big fan of Bootstrap, went to Material, and now really liking Tailwind. Because I find when you use Bootstrap or Material, everything kind of looks the same. Like the other websites, yours look the same as theirs. Whereas with Tailwind, everything looks very different from each other because it depends on how you style it. I think that's really important. Salil said, it's A Gaming from Discord. You all confuse me when you have different names on YouTube to Twitter to Discord. Really confusing. And yes, so trying to confuse me, but thanks for letting me know. Let's have a look. Gashik, I want to create one and host in GitHub. Create what? A profile. Let's do it. And you can host it on GitHub Pages. So there's no reason why I couldn't host this website as it is now for free on GitHub Pages. And you can do the same with Vue and Angular because you would compile your project and just deploy it to GitHub Pages. We'll probably do that in another stream because today I am limited on time. Only got about an hour. And I just want to get into some styling and get your input on my profile. But when we can do, when this is ready, we'll deploy this. We can do a GitHub action, get it to build the project, get it to host it for free on GitHub Pages. And it's just it's quite straightforward to do when you know how. It's like one of those things when you know how, it's straightforward. And once you've done it once, then you can start building lots of websites, and you can start building projects for other people who don't know how to do this. And you can start having freelancing side projects that you can build for other people. And really quite quickly, this could be built. What I've got so far built in an hour. Hey Eddie, please do a project where we need to learn on how to collaborate on GitHub. Yes, I was playing with code spaces today on GitHub. That's going to be a game changer when it gets released to everybody. It would allow me to put the code up and for other people to watch and join. And if I've got, say, Node version 12 installed and you haven't, you wouldn't even need to install it. And you can do it in the browser with VS Code, or you can even do it locally with VS Code, but it would connect to your Docker container and you could then just work on the project. When you create a branch, you create a fork, it would just create the right environment for you. And I just think that's excellent. That's coming out by GitHub in October. I've applied for beta and they've allowed me to have early access. And I will be doing a live stream on that probably next week with Sam from Microsoft. He's going to talk us through how you can then add Mongo. You can then add anything you want, really simple. Quite straightforward and quite simple with just some Docker config, and that sounds scary, but it's just almost like a YAML file. It's quite straightforward to do. So that's coming up soon. Don't worry. So stay tuned. So if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel because lots of exciting things coming up. And actually, while I'm mentioning about exciting things, I have Daniel from Samsung tomorrow, who's a developer relations, and also he belongs to W3C and I think Mozilla organizations on open source and open standards. If you want to get involved in open source, tomorrow, 4 o'clock UK time. It's actually now tomorrow. So 24 hours from now, the live stream is already on my channel. So you can hit set reminder. You can give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up as well. It really helps support the channel. And you can ask Dan your questions, how to get involved into open source, how to get involved into open standards as well. Because that's really exciting. It's not just about code. It's actually driving the direction of the web. So it's so interesting. Tomorrow it's going to be excellent. Dan is an excellent speaker, really knowledgeable. And yes, bring your questions tomorrow. Let's do that. Awesome. Right, let's get into some coding today. I'm not good with CSS. Will it affect understanding in Tailwind? I don't think I'm good at CSS. If you know my friend Andrew, who I do the Code Mortals YouTube channel with, and our quiz on a Friday night, tech quiz every Friday night, he thinks I'm terrible at CSS. I think I'm terrible at CSS. I was able to do this without writing any CSS. Actually, I paused for a second. I don't know why I paused. Without writing any CSS. I just put classes. And I'm going to show you. Stay tuned. Let me show you how I got to this. And then we're going to do some interesting things. I mean, if you look, without even doing any CSS, as I make this smaller, if you look at these cards I've got in the middle, and we're going to make a new style card that's horizontal, not vertical in a minute. But if we go like this, you can see it goes to the next line, but then you can also see they got slightly smaller there. But if I go a bit smaller still, they now got slightly bigger and have gone into a single list. And then if you also look at the footer has now gone vertically rather than horizontally. And if I scroll, if you notice, the footer disappears. But as I go bigger, the footer now not only goes horizontally, but as I scroll, I can make it a bit shorter to exaggerate it, the footer stays where it is. That's without CSS. You get responsive, you can get fixed positioning, you get relative positioning, different sizes. Let me show you. All of you, don't forget, give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It really supports the channel. Share the link with a friend. It really helps my channel grow, helps me do more live streams, and helps me understand more how I can help all of you. Right, let's get started. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger. What have we got? Vamsi, awesome to have you here. Really good that you always pop in and say, hey, I hope you're doing well. Let's have a look. Karen, I don't understand your message about GitHub. They're trying to write a URL and URLs are blocked. AWT project, not a portfolio project. It's incomplete. Please elaborate a little bit more. Ellie, love the streams. I'm very interested in hearing from Daniel. Awesome. Come tomorrow with your questions. Obviously, stay here today as well and ask any questions about what we're building together today. But tomorrow, definitely bring your questions. It's going to be awesome. Trying to get more involved with open source. Ton of free time now. Absolutely. If you have free time, great. And if you don't have free time, just watch a little bit less Netflix, do like 20, 30 minutes a day of open source. And I guarantee you it will excel your learning, it'll excel your career progression and how much money you earn. And then you can start working remotely. Okay, now we're all working remotely with the current crisis. But even ignoring that, if people can see you, you're accelerating and learning all the time and contributing to open source, and they can look at what you're doing, not just in code, but in terms of how you collaborate and work with people. Because when you're remote, collaboration becomes so important. And that's, I think, what a lot of companies fear is, will you just be isolated? Will you not talk to your coworkers? Or if they can see you collaborating on GitHub, and GitHub is an amazing platform. Yes, we have Slack, but things get lost in Slack. So if you can show them how you can collaborate, put comments, reply to comments, ideas, suggestions, log bugs, whatever it is. Oh, I just hurt my elbow on the table. Excuse me. Then people will allow you to work remotely. So then you can start getting jobs in other countries. You might not necessarily go there, but you might go there. It just opens the world to... I hit my elbow again. I'm going to stop moving around. It just opens the world more to you. So get involved in open source. There are only benefits, literally 30 minutes a day. And I will guarantee you it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it takes a year, 2 years, but it will help you when people can look back and see how you've collaborated. It's like networking, but networking with people that you will potentially work with in the future. Whereas LinkedIn, you can write whatever you want. You don't never speak to any of those people. It's just sending out connections for no point. Whereas on GitHub, you collaborate with people, right? You put a comment, you give an idea. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting about how awesome open source is. You've all heard it before. Open source is awesome. Contribute to open source. And I want to get you all contributing to open source. So while I'm talking and catching up with the chat messages, have a look at what I've got on my website here. Ignore this bit at the bottom. It's just me writing down some notes for ideas. But have a look. Any suggestions? Raise an issue on GitHub and you get the green square for today. Let me get you a GitHub link and then you can raise the issue. It's just my website. It's just my portfolio site. Raise an issue. Let's have a look. If I bring this up, I'm just doing this on another screen. For those of you who haven't seen my setup before, this is my setup. I'm just looking at the screen over here. So sorry to turn away from the camera for a moment, but I will get you, I will get you a link. Raise some issues. Here we go. Here's a link. Raise some issues and suggestions while I catch up with the chat. And any questions, just write them in the chat. Let's have a look what we've got. Vamsi, missing Andrew. No, we don't need Andrew. I'm the entertaining one and the educational one. Okay, Andrew's really geeky. He knows a lot of stuff. It is awesome to have him on. I can bring him on. Let us know. I should bring him on. I know you're really interested in Ionic, and Andrew and me are really big fans of Ionic, and we use them at hackathons. There is actually a hackathon coming up quite soon by Auth0. Maybe Andrew and me can do the hackathon, the 2-day hackathon over the weekend and live stream it, and you all can help and get involved. Let's see. But we can also do a live stream on Ionic, maybe working through that. We are both big fans of that. Let us know what you think. Hari, I don't know if I said hi already or not, but hi, awesome to have you here. Tech People Code, awesome. Tech People Code, great to have you here. And you're going to be on my live stream soon as well. We need to organize that. Let me know when you get time, and we'll get you on a live stream talking about soft skills, talking about collaboration. I think people focus too much on coding and those sorts of skills, which are really important, but soft skills, especially working remotely, collaboration and soft skills and empathy is so important. So yes, that will be a great conversation to have, definitely. Ellie, I don't see the video on your channel. It should be there. If I go to my channel on YouTube and I refresh this page, this tab is probably really out of date. It's just down below, up and coming live streams. It will just, oh, I clicked it. I can share a link for you in the chat as well, if that helps. There we go. And then, yeah, set a reminder for tomorrow. It's this sort of time tomorrow. That would be awesome. Okay, you said this same time, like 10 minutes ago. Yes, so it's 4:15 UK time, so we're 15 minutes into this live stream. So it will start the same time this one started, so 15 minutes ago from now. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. What else have we got? Eddie, the code space comes with GitHub. Please start a project on your GitHub community so that some of us can learn collaboration on GitHub. Yes, we've got loads of projects on our collaboration community organization on GitHub, but the code space is only available to my account. You don't get the option, unfortunately, but I can do a live stream on it and demo how that works, because that's going to be awesome when that comes out. But do get involved in the open source projects we have on our organizations. And if you have any projects that you want to get more traction on, let me know. You're more than welcome to put your project under our organization, and therefore you can get more eyes and visibility on it. You will still be the admin of the project. I don't want to take that from you. It'll still be your project. You can be the admin of that project, but maybe you get more eyes on it, get some more stars, some more forks, some more contributors. So I'm more than welcome to do that. Let me know. Let's have a look. Ellie says, Eddie, great advice, the best, and deserve way more viewers. Thank you. It's not about the numbers for me. It's about the engagement and collaboration with you all. I'd rather have 10, 15, 20 people, but engaging, doing open source contributions rather than 1,000 people and no one's talking, no one's contributing to open source. I want to be more impactful rather than have that vanity metric of big numbers but no impact. So I'm really keen to get all of you contributing to open source. And if you haven't joined our Discord yet, there's a link in the chat in the description below to our Discord channel, and we can continue these conversations with me and with the community between live streams, between videos. And we've got like open source channels, we've got Python channels. I think we're creating a Kotlin channel because Lael has just joined and she's really into her Kotlin. And if you have any questions around that, we can create more channels as and when we need. And we have a bot that we're all working on, which is quite fun. It gets I break it quite often, but we will have fun together. Okay, let's have a look. I want to do open source full time, but addicted to wasting time on Kaggle. As long as you're learning, don't worry. Learn, share on open source, and it snowballs from there. It's something that you've got to build up. It's like running a marathon, right? You can't go, oh, tomorrow I'm going to run a marathon, and yet you've never done it before. You've got to kind of run that half a kilometer, then a week later run that 1 kilometer, and then build up to 2, 5, and etc. and so on. And it takes a long time. So that's why I'm saying start today. Today, right now. If you've never raised an issue on GitHub or you haven't got a green square for today, I put a link to the GitHub project for my website. Just go raise an issue and just write hello. I can always close it. You still get the green square. Green square. So just do that. While I'm catching up with the chat, you can go raise an issue. Tech People Code, I'm homesick today, that's why I'm not able to join. Oh, no worries, we can join next week when you're feeling better. I hope you feel better. Do take it easy. I hope you get well soon. You're now on the channel. Karen 8 IST, thank you very much for sharing that and clarifying. That's awesome. How do you put your projects on my organizations? You let me know, and then you'll have to transfer it to the organization, and then I'll set you as an admin for your project. And if you ever want to take it back to your profile, I'm more than happy to just transfer it back to you. It's not a problem. It's not something that I want to take credit for, ownership for. I just want you to get more visibilities for your project. Okay, let's get coding, right? Let's get coding. Bond, awesome to have you here. Sally, I can't pronounce that, I'm really sorry, is working on their Discord bot. Awesome. Clinton, awesome to have you here. Right, so has anyone raised any issues on GitHub for my portfolio? What should we do next? So these are the other, I want to include open source project, I want to include community section, future events, past events, and my experiences, working for various clients and so on. So I was thinking, I've got vertical cards here. I was thinking in the next part to have horizontal cards. I've also got this bit down here, which I want to have testimonials. I'd love you all to give me a testimonial, like a one sentence. Eddie's live streams are great, or entertaining, or I learned lots from Eddie's live streams, whatever it is. Raise an issue on the project, and I'll copy and paste in, add it to my website, and I can put a link to your Twitter or to your GitHub. I'll put a link to your GitHub. Let's get you more stars and followers on GitHub. So yes, I do want to include more people in my testimonial, and I'll leave a few on the homepage and maybe have a link to view more and have a page where I can just list all of them. That would be awesome. And I also want to have a section where it's a picture of my setup, which you've all seen before. I was going to show one last time, as you can see in the corner down there. There we go. I want a picture of that, explain what tech I use, etc., and why I use it and how everything connects together. Lots of sections. We're not going to do them all today, but let's just do a new card, I think. A new card section underneath testimonials. And how do we want the card laid out? Probably, let's just start putting some content in, and let's see how we can design it together. Let's have a look. Sariram, hopefully I pronounced that right, I'm really sorry. While TailwindCSS, because it's a utility library that allows me to do things like border to the left here, 2 pixels blue, and just does it. And then I can build cards really easy. I want to show you. Bear with me. Ask the question in a short while if I don't answer it. But let me show you some examples, and then you can let me know if it kind of makes more sense. Why not Gatsby? Gatsby's different. I haven't used Gatsby, but I understand Gatsby's a templating engine, a bit like Jekyll is my understanding. So it's a bit different. I could be wrong. I should probably just Google that and just double check. How do I spell it? Gatsby. There we go. Gatsby.js. Yeah, so it's more of like a templating to build. This is just one HTML page. All I've got, I don't know if I've got that open. All I've got is HTML, index.html. That's all I've got. I include Tailwind CSS, and I include Font Awesome for the icons. So I can get the GitHub icon, and so I can get the YouTube icon, Twitter icon, and so on. And that's it. And it's just a HTML page. And I'm going to talk you through some code. Alex, awesome to have you here. You're a bit late. What have you missed? I was just ranting about open source and what everyone should contribute. Has everyone raised lots of issues for me? Let's have a look. Issues. Oh, we've got some. Awesome. That's what I like to see. Dark background will be better. I like that. That's a really good suggestion. Oh, that's a really good suggestion. Like this. I have to close some of these older ones, but ignoring the older ones for the moment. Add your image at the top. So really good suggestion. Let's have a look. You've all got green squares for today on your GitHub contribution. So if you haven't raised an issue, do raise an issue. Don't worry. It's just add a short title of what a suggestion or idea would be. So I've got you thinking of adding this banner further up and above this. Is that what you're suggesting? Let's build the card. What have we got? Background, darker. Let's do darker, right? So how can we do darker? Let's have a look, right? Let's just try that. I haven't done that in Tailwind CSS before. So let me have a look. So if I also bring up the documentation of Tailwind over here, add it to this one, we can have a look. So in Tailwind, we will see we've got background colors. I'm pretty sure there's a section on background. Here we go, background color. So I made that a bit bigger so you can all read it. Let's have a look. So we've got these different background colors. So how dark should we go? Should we go kind of background gray 800? Let's have a look. So probably want to add that to, the body, like the whole thing. All you do is go class, background 800. And let's have a look. Go back to my site. Okay, so now we need to put some white things on certain things. But actually, that's looking, I think, a bit better already. What do you all think? Is that looking better or not really? Is that looking kind of? I think that's looking better. I quite like that. Or I quite like maybe a bit darker still, and then make the cards white and the boxes white. What do you think? Azing, yeah, he was ranting. Yeah, open source, always ranting. Sassy, have I pronounced that right? We all know you're 15 years experience legend. Could you make some bigger, friendly TypeScript videos? Oh, TypeScript is awesome. When I convert this website to Vue, I will do Vue with TypeScript for sure. But let me know also any particular area in TypeScript. I have done some design pattern videos in TypeScript. I love RxJS and TypeScript as well. So let's have a look. So we make these cards. So these cards at the moment are copied and pasted. Let's have a look at these cards. So there's the first one, which is open source. So you've got text blue, but we also want to do background white, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, that doesn't look very good. We probably need that background white. We probably need higher up here. Let's have a look. In this div, probably. Oh, not that one. Background white. Have a look. That looks a bit better, but you don't see the drop shadow. That's the only downside. You see the rounded corners. With the dark one, you don't see the shadow. I did like the shadow, but let's go with it for now. So if I remove the shadow, that's not needed. There'll be no change. By the way, the site is reloading because I'm using a plugin on VS Code. Every time I make a save, it automatically reloads. Let's just have a look how it goes. Let's run with it for now. Everyone does like dark mode. I know I like dark mode. Let's put these cards to be in white background as well. Where is the card? The card is here. Let's have a look. That should be the first card. Should now go white. There we go. And then we'll put it on the other cards as well, and we will see if... Again, the shadow is kind of pointless, so I might ditch the shadow as well. We don't need a shadow. Let's put it white on all of them, and then we'll see if we're going in the right direction, right? A lot of the time when you're designing a website or portfolio, it is trial and error, see how it looks. Is that all of them? Let's have a look. Oh, I missed one. What did I miss? White, background white. Didn't put a space in there. There we go. Okay, so what do you think? Is that looking better than the white one was before? Dark mode is looking pretty good. Obviously, I need to sort out the writing here. Maybe I could put the writing in white rather than the background in white. And let's see how that looks. Let me catch up with the chat while you're having a think. As you get ideas, you can write it in the chat, but you can also raise the issue on GitHub, get that green square for today, and I can go through later on as I do things. I can just close them off, and even when I close them, you still get the contribution for today. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's better. Mohammed, awesome to have you here. I'm sure Mohammed will spot lots of mistakes in my code. In the Discord channel, we call them eagle eye. We call him Eagle Eyes because he spots everything. So yes, really spots everything. Okay, yeah, people think it's looking better, so that's good. Okay, I'll keep going with the dark mode. That's awesome. Okay, this next bit at the kind of testimonials here. Let's have a look. White. We'll try with white background first, and then there's a lot of HTML here. And like I said, when I bring in a library or a framework like Angular or probably Vue, then these won't get repeated because we'll just send the data to the component and it will get rendered. Let's have a look. Testimonials. Okay, where are testimonials? I think they start about here. Here we go. So background white on the testimonial. Why is the background white not coming through? There must be another background somewhere. Let's have a look. Background gray. Oh no, this is the wrong one. That's still the card because we've got the tags. Okay, this is the one we want. Here we go. Background white on the first one. You lose the blue border on the side. Maybe you just want a white border. Oh yes. So rather than border 900, what about a white border? That might punch it out really good. Let's have a look. I think that looks pretty good. Then we'll change the text rather than being grey 800. We'll change the text to white. What do you reckon? Okay, I think that's quite punchy. What do you think? Another Mohammed. Awesome to have you here. Make light and dark theme and user can choose. Mohammed, why are you giving me extra work? Come on, like seriously. Okay, maybe when I finish this and I've deployed it, and we've done GitHub Actions, we're deploying to GitHub Pages, and my clients and everyone else can see that I've got information out there, then we'll do both. Otherwise, if I keep adding lots of extra awesome features, don't get me wrong, then I'm never going to get this deployed. I need to get this deployed very soon. So let's have a look. Maybe make this white and this just an off-white writing. Let's have a look. Let's see. So what have we got? Oh, I noticed the quotes are incorrect. This is a bit angular-y from previously. So I'll change that shortly. Let's have a look. Is this the first one? Yeah, this is the first one. And this is gray writing. So let's just make that text white. And then maybe make this gray 100. So therefore, it's still, or maybe 200 is slightly darker. Make this slightly darker. How does that look for everyone? Look all right? I think that looks good. White might be a bit too harsh. I want to tone it down slightly. I do want this open source is not just about code, it's about people and collaboration. I do want that punchier, so we'll work on that a little bit more. Maybe a big red border. No, just joking. No complaints, get to it. Awesome. Right, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, really helps support the channel. Let's keep moving. Okay, I need to apply the same thing to the next section, because that is here also. So what did we do? We did, I think we did a white background up there. Where did we put the white background? Oh no, we didn't do a white background, we did a white border. This is why I can't wait to use something like view or something like that, because then I don't have to repeat the components. Text gray, what did we change that to? We changed that to text white. Okay, looking good so far. And then we did text white and gray 200. So text white and gray 200. Okay, those are the current sections done. We've got these new sections to build. So we're going to have the new sections. Horizontal card's going to be quite interesting to get a look. But I think that's looking quite good. The responsive should still work. And then the bottom footer disappears. It not disappears, it doesn't get fixed and goes vertical. And as we go wider, it then becomes fixed to the bottom. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm liking that. There were big quote marks here that are missed. So let me just add them. So I do just add Font Awesome. Who here uses Font Awesome? Let me pick the first one. Let's have a look and remind myself how to do it. So it's going to be Faz from Font Awesome, and it's going to be quote right. And I can remove that. That's old code. If I save that, it should appear, he says. I think that's right. Should be the right one on the first one. Maybe I need to add a bit of color. Text. Color. Was it text color? I can't remember now. Oh, not text color. Text. If I just do white, might make it a gray or something. I'm not sure why that's not appearing. Maybe it's not quote right. I'm pretty sure it auto-completed to be quote right. Okay, I can fix that later. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to put it on the one up here as well to remind myself. And that's quote left. Well, it could be quite small because it did have XL on it. Let's have a look. It did have text XL. Let's have a look. Text XL. No, it's fine. I'll fix that later on. No problem. Who wants to raise the issue on GitHub? Yes, we've got a bug. So the quote, to raise an issue on GitHub, the quote needs, I've got the link somewhere, right? Where's the link? I think I shared it with you. I'm going to share it again. Let's have a look. Here's the link, copy link, right. Redirect, go to site, GitHub's safe, don't worry. Right, if someone can raise me the issue saying that the quotes aren't working, and then I will know to fix it. So that's also, I won't forget, I don't want to forget. That's very cool. With FA, oh really? You might be right. Let me check. Let's have a look. It worked. Yeah, Mohammed, seriously, you are eagle eyes. You spot everything. That's awesome. Yes, I was doing it in Angular before where I didn't need that because it did it automatically. Okay, that's looking better. Awesome. Should we make it a bit darker, right? Text gray, I don't know, like 300. Just take it slightly off, I think, rather than white. White's a bit punchy, or yeah, and I can always tweak that later. Perfect. Let me do that to all of them. That's awesome. Well, there's only 2 of them actually. I say all of them. There's only 2. That's the left one, and that's the right one. Nice one. Really well done, Mohammed. That's freaking awesome. So that's why I love pairing with you all, because you spot my mistakes and we work on it together. Okay, cool. Right. Let's have a look. What next? Okay, cards, right? We're going to do cards underneath. So we've got it on the kind of dark mode. I think it looks good. Let's do another card underneath. So the card underneath, we'll just do it over here. What we will do is, but Mohammed, if you want to get the green square, raise the issue on GitHub still that there was a quote issue and put your answer in. Say you're missing FA hyphen or whatever it is, and we can then close it because it will be fixed. But you can still get the green square for today. I'm really keen for everyone to get lots of open source contributions because you'll stand out on GitHub, and as I've said before earlier today, and as I always say, then you'll get the better job, you get the better money, and so forth. So it takes time to build it up. So you need to start now. So yeah, go raise the issue. Someone can raise the bug. Mohammed can raise the solution. Just raise the issues. I don't mind. Okay, cards next. So let's go down here. So I'm thinking we need a div. Okay, and we should probably put an image on the left of the div. I think images kind of count for us. I'm just going to use this code image again. I'll use the code image again, and I'll change it in the future. And which section is going to be? It's probably the open source project section, maybe. Community section? Community section, maybe. So let me just grab that image. Let's have a look. I think this is the one. Don't know why the alt tag is Sunset Mountains. It's clearly not. So we've got this. We've got an image. Maybe make the text bigger. Most issue templates right now, there's just one for videos. Yutkash, hope I pronounced your name right. What do you mean for more issue templates right now? There's just one for video. Oh, don't worry. Just underneath. A good point. I see what you mean on GitHub when you raise an issue. If you go to the issue section and you hit new issue, one for video, you're right. Just someone can raise an issue saying I need more issue templates, but you can just hit open blank issue and it'll just be a blank one. And you can do that for now. And then we can create more templates. You're right. Good spot. Thank you very much for that. That is awesome. If anyone wants to see how bad my website looks at the moment, oh, it's not that one, this one. This is how my website looks at the moment. That's it, just one page, nothing else. So I'm really keen to add more of what we all do on there. Okay, so we've got a card. We haven't got a card. We've got a div with an image in it, and we've got full width. So if I save that, that's just going to go massive, right? So we should put a width on the card. Actually, we do want it to be full width because we were going to make it a horizontal card. So that's fine. And then what we probably want to do is have a title and have some text. So we can then do something very similar to the other card we had. Let's have a look. We did it with, let's see if I can reuse that text and just start and position it differently. So if I save that now, that indentation's got a bit skew with. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got the text underneath. There you go. Right, okay, it's not looking... okay, it's looking really bad. Who am I kidding? So the image is full width, which we don't want. So the width on the image is probably we want, I don't know, something like 8. How wide does that go? Oh, that's tiny. Width might be, I don't know, 64. Is there 64? There is 64. I think it's a pretty good size. And then what else do we want? How are we going to do these cards? It's going to have to be a white background, I think, as well. So class, background, white. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so you can see the card. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, no, it looks terrible. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? It looks terrible. Okay. And then what do we want next? We want, if this is going to be a community or we can reuse the cards, right? There'll be a horizontal card and a vertical card. So we can reuse them for open source projects, for community, etc. And then... if I miss anything in the chat, by the way, do just repost it in the chat. I won't get offended. So next we want to make the image on the left and the writing on the right. So if we do it with, I won't use grid for that, we do flex. And if I save that, you can see now they've all gone into 3 columns. So what we should probably do next is wrap the text in another div. And that way the flex will be against the image and this div. And then inside that, they will go vertical. Let's have a look. There we go. It's looking better already, right? See, this is where Tailwind CSS kind of excels. Yours would look different to mine because you'd have different colors, you'd use different classes, and you just give you utilities. I'm really, really impressed with this. Okay, what else? We probably need a margin to the right on the image. So we've got a width, and we probably need margin right, I don't know, 4. Let's have a look. There we go, looking better. But having said that, what I might do on this div is just put padding all the way around it, or margin all the way around it. If we go 2, let's have a look. So that's looking pretty good already, although up above here it has a bigger margin on these cards, but we can tweak those later. Maybe 4 is better. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. These cards up here have curved corners, so let's be consistent and make some curved corners. And I can't remember how much we rounded them by. We rounded them by, or not that one, up here. We just did rounded. Okay, we didn't specify. We just went for the default rounded. Okay, that looks good. So come back down to here, we could go rounded. And now you can see it's got some rounded corners on there. I think it's got it on there, maybe not. We could do something interesting where only part of the corners are rounded, but I'll leave that for the moment. What else do we want? If it's an open source project, we'd want a link as well, so we need to put a link in there too. Do we want buttons rather than just a link? Let's just, I don't know, I just write GitHub. Let me see. Probably want the icon. Actually, that's a good point. We have got a GitHub icon at the bottom here, so we could steal that idea. Let's have a look. And it's kind of got a button. We've got a button here, so I could kind of put a similar sort of button there. So we've got YouTube. I'm just going to do my usual copy and paste trick. Oh, that's Discord. See, be careful with the copy and paste. The formatting on this is not very good. I got VS Code to auto format it, and it kind of went a bit dodgy. But we'll work with it. Let's have a look. Go up here, and if I put that in there, how does that look? Obviously it looks terrible. Let me get the VS Code to reformat it. Format the document, nudge it in. Where's the icon gone? I don't see it. Did I save it? I did save it. It should be under the paragraph. Those are the classes. It's got the icon. I think it looks good. Closing. Don't know why that closing is on that line. That looks terrible. Oh, it is there. Oh, it's white. Oh, yeah, because by default it's white. So let's remove that. On hover it goes teal, and on hover the background goes white, which is not going to work, obviously. So we want to change this a bit. Border white is not going to work. So we want to change probably border to be teal, and then on hover background to be teal. I think. How does that work? That's looking a bit better. The text is white, but we want the text to be teal. And then when you see it, we want the text to go white. On hover, background white. On hover, we want the text to go white because, there we go, because then when we hover it, it's going to go like that. Looks pretty good. Okay, ignore my color profiles. They're a bit, but you know, it might not quite go with the blue and the gray, but we'll work on that. I think that works. What do you think? Put it to the right. We can have a think and see how we do that. Alex asks, what do you think about making all the text a bit bigger? As in what, just for you all to view it now, or generally the whole site to be bigger? So I can make it bigger if you all want to see it. But I don't know. I like the text quite small. I can fit more on it. Maybe when I've got the actual real content on there, we can kind of see how it looks, and yeah, we can kind of see how it works. I should be able to add to the top an increase, and everything's relative, so everything should also increase as well. So what do you think about that card? Okay, we probably need a bit more spacing between the testimonials and this project section. And we probably want this button to be at the bottom right, I'm guessing. So we can do this in a couple of ways. I did see in their documentation on Tailwind CSS Is everyone raising issues? If I go to the issue section, have we got more? Only got 38. Last issue was open 24 minutes ago. Definitely need more issues. You not want your green squares for today. And how's everyone's portfolio site coming along? How does mine compare? Is mine looking okay? Well, let me go back to the documentation. And I can put like a position. Where was it? We'll come to animations and effects and so forth. But borders, backgrounds, there was a section that was layout, position. Here we go. So you can do static. We can do relative. So I probably want to do relative to the parent, I think. Let's have a look. So if I do relative, if I want this button to be at the bottom right, I think I could do relative all the way up here. Let's try. Let's see. And then on this one, this is a lot of classes. I could do absolute, absolute. I should be able to do, is it bottom? I can't remember what they say. Bottom 0. Or just do right, for example, 0 for now. And then bottom 0. Let's see, does that work? Yes, so now you can see it's gone to the bottom right of that card. So you did absolute on what you're referring the relative to. Because if I did it to the div that's just in this flex, I don't think it would go right to the bottom. It would probably hover up slightly higher. What does everyone think? Looking good? It looks all right. And if we add another one to down there later on, so what we could do actually, if I put this in a div, then look what I can do. As we add more of them, that's in a div. If I move this anchor in, and I want to duplicate it, there won't be two. Or actually, I need to remove the absolute bottom right and put it to the div above. If I remove that and put it up here later on, as I add more. And actually, if I delete one, so I'll show you with one. Let's just make sure it works with one before we try and get too complicated. So it's still there at the bottom right, but if I copy that, yes, we're going to have two of them. But now if I have, say, a Twitter link or a Slack link or a Discord link, then you can add more kind of actions, as it were, at the bottom right. A bit like you have on Bootstrap and Material. So we're kind of making our own with our own styles and design. Don't you think that's pretty cool? And you can do things like on hover, make it like grow. Let's have a quick go. I know I've only got about 15 minutes left, so let's just try and do something a bit wacky. There is, where is it? Transitions and animations. If I go property, I think it says on hover me, you can go bigger like that. It's pretty good. Let's try. Transition, ease in, ease out. On hover, background red. On hover, transform Y. Okay. Let's see what we need. Do we need all of those? Well, they've got it on that one. It seems to work. So let's have a look. So transition. It's not a button, but it looks like one. So hopefully it will still work. Let's have a look. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to work. I've never tried this before. We'll try it together. Some more classes. Okay. This is where having on hover, so we want transform, and then we want hover and scale. Okay. Let's see. Don't know if this is going to work. Hey, it did work. I only did it on the first one. It's not going to work on the second one. I think it looks alright. What do you think? Is it a bit too slow? I think that's pretty good. Was it just too gimmicky? I think that's pretty cool. And you can see no CSS needed, just some classes. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Right, let me remove the second one because I don't need that second one. That was just as an example. Okay, so we've got the navigation there. What else? What other information would we have in a card? So we've got title. We've got a bit more information. I think we might have something on the bottom left, like a date or last time it was updated or something like that. Let's have a look. So we could do another, because we've got the relative, we could actually do another div that is on the other side. We could do that. You could do it with flex as well. So, oh, what did I press? No, don't need you. So we could, oh, I pressed a B by mistake. So I could do, rather than right, we could do left. And then we could do a bit of a small text. Let's see where else we've got some small text. Oh yeah, yes, I mean like kind of like that, or maybe this one on slightly underneath. Karen says, I'm back, just had my dinner. I need to go get some food soon as well. Glad to see you're back. And you're going to be around for another 10 minutes probably as well. But thank you, all so much for joining. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Let me know if this content's interesting for you. If not, I can then not live stream this and I can, work on this myself. But I thought it's nice to pair along with people. You might get some ideas. I might get some ideas. We'll work through challenges together. We'll definitely get you some open source contributions. Only got 3 issues raised in this live stream. Come on, people. Let's raise some more issues. Let's get you those green squares. And if anyone wants to get added to our organization on GitHub so you can see it. So, for example, if we go to this profile, where is the person? Here we go. No, go to the person. Go to the person. There we go. You can see that they're part of our organization. So they've got this organization section here at the bottom left, which is cool. And you can see they've got a green square for today. And the green square was raising an issue. So that's awesome. Definitely raise an issue with ideas, suggestions. Worst case, I close them. You still get the green square. All is good. Everyone is happy. Your profile is happy. So we've got this gray 200. And then we've got it small. So let's have a look. So if I go back down to, where is it, up here? And if I say... from company X, or I can say date, right? 2020, it's going to be, I don't know. This is the date of latest activity or something. Oops. Latest activity on da 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 da. And then we would want text small, I think. I want it to be quite small. Let's have a look. If I scroll down here, oh, it's right over. Oh, yes, of course. It's going to be over the image because the relative is for the whole card. That actually might be pretty cool. I don't know. Having it over the image might be quite good. I was thinking here at the bottom left. So we need to have a think. Maybe Flex is a bit better to use it just on that right side. Have a think. Let me know. Raise an issue and let me know what you think. I want to leave that how it is for the moment. Get back to the chat and let me know what you think. Super interesting. I'm glad it's super interesting. It's really good to get positive feedback, but also good to get constructive feedback if you have any suggestions. Also, don't forget to obviously give this video a thumbs up and subscribe below and share with your friends. But also, tomorrow's live stream at 4 p.m. UK time, I think 8 p.m. IST, someone shared in the chat, is Daniel from Samsung going to talk about open source and open standards and how to get involved and what it means and what it can do and how fun and how important it is, because you can then direct the way the web standards go. Definitely join that tomorrow. He's an excellent speaker. He's just, I've seen him speak at events and he's just awesome. Definitely join that. And then what else have we got? Code Spaces coming up, I think next week. And I do have something else coming up. I can't remember. I will create those live streams on my channel and they will appear with the date, and you can set a reminder. So therefore you don't forget, and it will set you a reminder in your time zone as well. Oh, I got 2 lives now. I should remove one of those. I'll have a look. Can I remove one? No, I'll have a look later on. But yes, and let me know what else you would like to see. We've got some Kubernetes coming up as well in 2 to 3 weeks. We've got Kubernetes and Docker for developers, how to host your projects with Docker and Kubernetes. That's going to be quite interesting with Codespaces, because Codespaces uses Docker. So if you want Mongo in your project, you can just create a branch of one of my projects or someone else's, and then you'll also automatically have Node or Python installed, the right version, and any dependencies that you need, not just the dependencies in terms of pip or npm, but dependencies in terms of other services, Elasticsearch, Mongo, etc. So that's going to be a game changer. It's coming out to everyone in, I think, October, but it's in beta at the moment, and I will give you a demo in a couple of weeks with Sam from Microsoft is going to help me customize that and do that. Massive font, Eddie, get it going. This is the actual size. I made it bigger for people to read, as suggested in the chat, but that's the actual size of it. Carl, awesome to have you here. I love the honesty. Brilliant. And look, when you hover this button, watch. How cool is that, right? I'm really happy. I don't know if you can see that. Get slightly bigger and change color. Awesome. Okay. Azing says, sweet, looking forward to it. Question, can we get some Flutter too as well? Yes, I do actually know some people in the Flutter community, but they're really quite busy at the moment, so I can get some Flutter on here if that's interesting for people. Yeah, that would be quite good. Mix it up. We could, yeah, definitely look at Ionic. So it would be good to do so on Ionic and then have another Flutter one, and people can see the comparison, making web app with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in Ionic, and then do one in Flutter and sorry, a mobile app, not web app, a mobile app. That would be, yeah, quite interesting. So yeah, keep reminding me, raise some issues so I don't forget as well, right? That would be quite good. We do actually have another GitHub project that was created yesterday. I go GitHub and I go to our community. We do have a repo called support at the moment, and you can raise issues here, and then we've got labels that we can assign. So here, for example, we've got please review my website. So when I do a live stream that's reviewing people's website, I will go to the issues here and I'll click on this, and it will filter all the issues where people have said please review my website. So we've also got labels for invite me to the organization. So if you do want to join the organization, you can join. If you've got any questions on how to do things, we're not asking people not to ask in a Discord anymore. Discord's more just for chit chat. We want the questions raised as an issue here. So therefore you get the open source contribution for asking a question, and Google will index it. You get more exposure, and the community gets more exposure. So it helps us all. And we should open source review. So yes, also for your GitHub profile, if you want your GitHub profile reviewed, you can raise this and I will filter by that. And if you have a look, we already have 32 people in the community. So it's awesome. So join the community. If you want to join the community, raise an issue on I will put in the support repo, I will put a link in the chat now. Raise an issue and just say, add me to the community. I'll send you an invite, and then you can make it public so it appears on your profile as well. That's pretty cool. And we've also got other discussions going on as well, and we will add more labels as we need. What else do we have? I think those are the main ones. So when a question gets resolved, we want to put solved on it so people know if it's been solved. I think that's just, yeah, really good. So let's collaborate more on GitHub and let's get more green squares for all of us. Everyone, I think it's a great place to call it a day there. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. I hope you love my portfolio, and any suggestions, raise an issue, let me know, and we'll make those improvements in another live stream. I'll catch you in the Discord between live streams, links in the description below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow for the live stream about open source and open standards with Daniel from Samson. Thanks all for joining today, and speak to you all soon.